Hey, good morning. Good morning, Telegram. I just met David Duke in person. He signed my ex Confederate flag. I was at the Klan rally last night. Anyways, what do I want to talk about? So yeah, we all have our heroes, right? We have our people we look up to. And then we have characters, people that we don't look up to, that we think are bad people, right? So somebody who I think is good, maybe you think is bad. Somebody who you think is good, maybe I think is bad. It just depends on values, what your value system is. And we don't all have the same value system, like trans kids, trans rights, homosexuality, abortion, Christianity versus Satanism. So we all have different value sets. Definitely not, humans are not the same. But I think a lot of, if we just talk about values, that there are a lot of people, I'd say more people who have, let's say, moral Christian values, right? Just simple pro-life. When it comes to abortion, I'd say it shouldn't be legal unless the mother's life is at risk. When it comes to actually having a baby, birth, that whole process is wrong as far as going to the hospital to give birth. Hospitals are where people go to get sick and die from. That's where they go to get poisoned with remdesivir, kidney failure, liver failure, by policymakers like Fauci, who is, I'd say, he's a huge killer. First with his AZT drugs, secondly with remdesivir. That is still the policy, by the way, is to poison you with remdesivir in the hospital. That's what they're doing. So yeah, you wouldn't want to give a birth in a place like that. So what you want to do is get a midwife, do your homework, do some homework, get a midwife, and have a natural birth at home. How you're born, I think, really does matter. Obviously, you want it to be safe, so maybe you kind of want to have that, any kind of, if there is an issue, be able to, have maybe a doctor, surgeon, possibly. But it shouldn't be the norm. It should be for emergency situations, not just I'm going to go to the hospital to have a baby. So that's my opinion, viewpoint on birth. You know. So yeah, I'm pro-life. I'm pro-family. I'm pro-traditional family, like the Russian Putin. Whether you think Putin is a globalist or they're all just playing a game and they're all in on the same team and they're just playing, you know. He did have his real family flag versus America's homosexual flag that they raise in the White House. In the White House, they raise the rainbow homosexual flag that means homosexuality. They're not raising the family flag like Russia is, right? Which I favor, and I think many Americans feel the same way. It's just that America's been co-opted by homosexuals, maybe homosexual Satanists, as we saw in the Bush presidency. The Republican star was inverted on the Republican logo flag, the elephant logo with the star inverted. Okay. So yeah, America, it seems, has had a coup, a satanic coup of sorts. Not to mention that it seems to be completely controlled by a little country somewhere, controlled by the country that bombed the USS Liberty. Not that I have to bring up the USS Liberty on every talk, but I think America is controlled by that country who bombed and tried to sink that ship. It was, you know, that's who controls this country. That's who kind of put Obama in office. Obama, who started, and his wife or husband, who started implementing all that tranny stuff for the bathrooms. They implemented that policy. Go figure. So leadership does matter. Politics matters, as we see in South Africa when that changed. Changes from the top down. So it can really fuck up a country when politics change. Just look at Venezuela, right? Look at South Africa. Look at America. Look at the laundered billions from the Biden administration. Whether you think he's a guy in a sock puppet, an actor playing a Biden, doesn't matter. The facts are they've stolen billions and billions and billions. Okay? Fact is, they just want to steal and kill. And I guess elitist, I mean, it looks like elitist. You know, I was watching a movie about, you know, these landlords trying to get these people to move out. The 1980s is with that not the Wolfman, but kind of like Beauty and the Beast, where this guy looks like the Beast. He's the Beast, and the lady who plays Sarah Connor in The Terminator, it's her, and that kind of Beast guy. And he's a good guy, and he's defending these people. Anyways, so it was these bad guys, and they were, you know, trying to get these people to move out of the apartments. So I'm thinking, wow, they're taking this to a whole new level today, where they're just fucking torching, you know, these corporations. It's got to be corporations, just, you know, where they're just torching these places and getting them out like that. Whole nother level today, right? In the 80s, where you have these little mobster guys. They were jumping these old ladies. You know, they said the bad guys before, they were wearing brown shirts, right? Like the World War II. And so you had these old couple getting kind of bullied by these real estate landlords trying to get them out, right? But they couldn't, and they had rent control. But we see, and they were definitely the bad guys. So it was clear who's the good guys and who's the bad guys there. And it's clear today too, but it just, the media really doesn't report on it. You know, when these things do happen and are happening, when they're literally just trying to burn you out of your house and off your land, the media is so quiet and silent, and they want you to focus on something else, on another disaster, on another thing. And they just torched all these people when there's 12 missing school buses in Maui, and there's missing children, about the same amount that would fit into those school buses. So I'm not sure what there is to that school bus thing. Yeah, it was just interesting to see that this morning when I woke up. I was, catching an old TV show. And the real estate bullies who wanted you out, that's an interesting contrast of what they're doing today to get people off their land, out of their houses. They just fucking torch it. Just torch the shit. Whole nother level today. This is the future. We're here. This is where we're at. This is where humanity's at. This is it. How do you like it? So, what else was I gonna say? I don't know. What else do I want to talk about? Talk about work and relationships, crystals, rocks, earthing, grounding. I don't know. Might just leave it right there. I was gonna say the grass is always greener, but might just leave it right there. I could talk about time and how one thing follows the other. Even when we're talking, we build up to something based on what we were talking about previously. So when we bring something up, a subject, we just kind of build on that. And we could kind of really take the conversation in any direction, but it just kind of goes, try to be work with the natural flow. You don't want to dam everything up. So I guess that's it for now. Good morning.